Welcome back to the Simselor Season 2 premiere. Rowen is back. Older, wiser, and maybe just a little more guarded after having his heart broken last season on the Simselorette. But tonight it's all about fresh starts, new faces, and first impressions that could lead to love or disaster. In this episode, 7 community-created ladies, handpicked and voted on by you, arrive at the stunning Simselor Mansion for their chance to win Rowen's heart. From flirty introductions to awkward encounters, it's safe to say this season is already off to a wild start. But with the first rose ceremony just around the corner, not everyone will get a chance to stay. Will sparks fly? Or will nerves and bad pickup lines send someone packing early? The 7 stunning ladies have been eagerly awaiting the moment they get to meet Rowen. They're all dressed up in red, pulling out all the stops. Rowen stood nervously at the top of the grand staircase, glancing down at the first girl walking up. His tie felt like it was a little too tight, and his palms were sweaty, but he forced a smile as he tried to make himself appear confident. The evening air was cool, and the anticipation of meeting the women was almost unbearable. 7 women, all created by the Sims community, are about to walk these steps and meet the man they might just call their forever, if they can survive the drama first. Let the first impressions begin. Katrina, the first of the 7 women, stepped into view. A fiery redhead with an undeniable spunk in her step, she bounced up the stairs with a confidence that made Rowen's heart race. Her warm smile radiated excitement, but there was a playfulness in her eyes that immediately piqued his interest. She reached the top and extended her hand to Rowen, still grinning. "Hey, Rowen. I'm Katrina," she said, her voice bubbly. "I'm a geek, I'm a romantic, and I'm loyal as hell. Just thought I'd give you a heads up. So you're like the firewall of romance then?" he blurted, immediately realizing how ridiculous it sounded. "You know, keeping your heart all safe and, secure?" The words hung in the air for a moment, and Rowen's face turned a deep shade of red. He instantly regretted his choice of metaphor, cursing himself silently. Katrina blinked at him, her expression a mix of confusion and surprise. Rowen's heart skipped a beat, waiting for her to either laugh or just walk away in embarrassment. After a brief moment of silence, Katrina burst out laughing, her head tilted back in pure amusement. Rowen, embarrassed but relieved, let out an awkward chuckle. "Oh my God," Katrina said between giggles. "Did you really just compare my heart to a computer virus?" Rowen, flustered beyond belief, stammered, "No. I mean, yes? No, I meant like you're emotionally secure, like a strong password? Never mind. I'm terrible at this." "You're fine, Rowen," she assured him. "It was so great meeting you. I cannot wait to chat more with or without viruses." As she walked away, Rowen stood still for a moment, a slight grin tugging at his lips. Despite the awkwardness of the first meeting, he couldn't help but feel a little lighter. Maybe the night wasn't going to be as terrifying as he'd thought. Willow appeared at the bottom of the stairs, standing tall and poised. Her long, dark hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall, and her confident stride told Rowen everything he needed to know. This woman wasn't just here to play, she was here to win. She smiled as she reached him, her hands resting casually on her hips, and her eyes locking with his in a way that made him feel both seen and intrigued. "Hey, Rowen," she said with an easy confidence. "I'm Willow. And if you're into anything outdoorsy, adventurous, or wild, you're in the right place." "Wow, that's a pretty bold introduction," Rowen stammered, attempting to keep his composure, though his nervousness was evident. "I mean, I don't exactly know what qualifies as wild in your book, but..." Willow grinned, cutting him off before he could finish the thought. "I'm talking horseback riding at dawn, hiking up mountains until the sun sets, and maybe a little bit of impromptu skydiving for fun. Just, you know, the usual." Rowen blinked. "Skydiving? Really?" Willow gave him a playful shrug. "What can I say? I like the adrenaline." She laughed, clearly enjoying the awkwardness of the moment. "Well, you'll have to keep up if you're going to catch me," Willow teased, her eyes twinkling with confidence. "I'm all about living life to the fullest, Rowen." And if you're serious about finding someone, you'd better be prepared for an adventure. Rowen smiled sheepishly. I'm starting to think I need to brush up on my outdoor skills. But hey, I'm always open to a challenge. Willow raised an eyebrow, clearly amused. Challenge accepted. She turned to walk toward the mansion with a sense of purpose, leaving Rowen standing there, momentarily frozen in awe of the sheer presence she commanded. Willow may be the embodiment of confidence, but there's no doubt about it. This adventure has only just begun. Rowen's in for a wild ride, and it looks like she's ready to take him on it. With a final glance at her retreating figure, Rowen let out a deep breath. He'd known there would be a range of personalities coming his way. But Willow? She was a breath of fresh air, and a little bit of a whirlwind all at once. We now have Alicia. When she reached Rowen, she was grinning widely. Hey, Rowen, I'm Alicia, offering him a hand, which he took with a chuckle. She was full of nervous energy. I'm just so excited to be here. Family's everything to me, you know? I'm looking for someone to start that whole journey with. You know, the whole growing old together, making babies thing. There was a brief but very noticeable pause. Rowen's eyes widened for a second as he processed what she just said. And Alicia, instantly realizing her slip-up, froze. Oh my God, Wait, hold on, She stopped herself, looking horrified as her face turned bright red. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to go there that fast. I swear I wasn't planning to talk about babies right away, but... She chuckled nervously, covering her face with one hand. I can't believe I just said that. Wow. Sorry, that's so awkward, huh? Rowen, trying to recover from the surprise, blinked a few times. This was definitely a first for him. He cleared his throat, trying to find the right words to ease the tension. No, it's okay, Rowen said quickly, his voice calm and reassuring. I mean, we're all looking for different things, right? And, hey, who's to say we can't talk about making babies someday? He gave her an awkward but warm smile, hoping his words would smooth things over. It's just, maybe not right off the bat, but you're clearly excited and I think that's really cool. Alicia, still mortified, let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding and gave him a sheepish grin. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make things super uncomfortable. I promise I'm not usually this forward. Just, really into the whole idea of family. Rowen nodded sympathetically, trying to put her at ease. Hey, no worries at all. I mean, it's great that you know what you want, he said, offering her a warm, understanding smile. And if family's your thing, then I think that's amazing. Alicia gave him a shy smile, a little embarrassed, but clearly relieved. Okay, phew. Well, I'll try not to scare you off with any more baby talk, unless, it comes up again. She laughed awkwardly. Rowen couldn't help but laugh along with her. I think we'll be okay. Alicia may have jumped the gun a little with her talk of starting a family, but hey, when you know what you want, sometimes you can't help but say it out loud. And with Rowen's calm reassurance, it seems like this ambitious goofball has nothing to fear, except maybe saying the wrong thing again. Casey approached Rowen, her heart racing. She had an instant spark of attraction as she saw him standing there, looking every bit the man she had seen on TV. As she stepped closer, she couldn't help but let a flirtatious smile slip onto her face. Hey, Rowen, she greeted, her voice warm but tinged with a playful edge. I'm Casey, and, I have to say, you look even better in person. Rowen blinked, clearly taken aback, but his cheeks flushed slightly as he chuckled nervously. Well, thank you. You're looking great too, Casey. Casey's smile grew, her nerves easing just a little. She took another small step closer, eyes twinkling with mischief. I'm pretty sure that was just the start of my charm, though, she said, her tone teasing. But I guess you'll just have to get to know me better to see if I live up to the hype. Rowen laughed softly, clearly flattered by her boldness, though his face turned a shade redder. He scratched the back of his neck awkwardly, but kept his eyes on her. I guess I'll have to take you up on that offer, won't I? Casey winked at him. I'm glad to hear that, she said, her confidence shining through. I think you might just be the kind of guy I could have a lot of fun with. As she turned to head inside, Rowen couldn't help but smile to himself, a little flustered but definitely feeling the connection. Well, he muttered under his breath, watching her walk away. This is going to be interesting. Randy walked toward Rowen with grace, her soft smile warm and welcoming. She was a picture of elegance, confident in the way she carried herself, yet radiating a gentleness that immediately put Rowen at ease. "Hi, Rowen," she said in a voice that was soft but strong, like a warm breeze. "I'm Randy. It's so nice to finally meet you." Rowen smiled nervously, feeling a slight flutter in his chest. There was something incredibly calming about her presence. "It's great to meet you too, Randy," he said, his voice a little softer than usual. "You look amazing." "Thank you," she replied with a smile that lit up her whole face. "I've been looking forward to this, getting to know you." There was a pause, and Randy took a step closer, her eyes filled with understanding. "I've been watching your journey, Rowen. I know it hasn't been easy for you, especially after everything that happened with Abigail." Rowen's smile faltered for a moment, and he looked away, trying to keep himself composed. He sighed softly, then met her gaze again, a bit awkwardly. "Yeah. I mean, part of me will always care about her, you know?" he said, his voice quiet. "We had something real, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, no matter how much you want it to." Randy nodded, her expression full of empathy. "I understand. It's never easy to let go of someone you truly loved." She took a small step closer, her hand gently resting on his arm in a gesture of reassurance. "But that doesn't mean you're not worthy of a love that's just as real, Rowen. Sometimes we need to give ourselves the space to heal before we can fully open up to someone new." The words hung in the air between them, and Rowen found himself smiling, feeling a sense of connection with her, albeit a little awkward. "Thank you, Randy," he said with a soft chuckle. "You're pretty amazing." Randy chuckled gently in return. "I just believe in kindness, and I think you deserve to find someone who sees that in you." Phoenix approached Rowen with a bright, radiant smile, her energy infectious as she practically bounced up the steps. Her sunny disposition filled the air around her, and Rowen couldn't help but grin at the burst of warmth she brought. "Hey, Rowen!" she greeted with a cheerful wave, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I'm Phoenix. It's so great to finally meet you." Rowen's smile widened at her enthusiasm, feeling immediately drawn in by her carefree attitude. "Hey, Phoenix. Nice to meet you too," he said, his voice lifting with genuine warmth. "You're very energetic." Phoenix laughed, a light musical sound that made Rowen chuckle as well. "Guilty as charged," she said, her voice playful. "I guess I'm just super excited to be here. I mean, how could I not be? This place is gorgeous and, well, I'm hoping it's going to be the start of something really fun." Rowen nodded, clearly charmed by her enthusiasm. "Yeah, it definitely feels like something new and exciting," he agreed. "I'm just still getting used to it all. It's a lot to take in." "I can imagine," Phoenix replied, a grin spreading across her face. "But hey, you've got a bunch of amazing girls here who are all ready to have fun with you. No pressure, right?" Rowen nodded, the conversation still lighthearted, but with a genuine sense of connection. "It's definitely nice to meet you, Phoenix. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes." With that, Phoenix gave him a friendly wave, her eyes sparkling with energy. "Same here, and don't worry, I'm sure we'll have a blast together." As Daniela stepped up the grand stairs, she took a deep breath, trying to calm the nervous flutter in her chest. She had to make a good impression. This was her chance. But as soon as she saw Rowen standing there, she could feel the pressure mounting, her nerves getting the best of her. "Hi, Rowen," she said, her voice a little too high-pitched for her liking, but she pushed through. She flashed him a bright, almost too eager smile. "I'm Daniela. It's such a pleasure to meet you." Rowen smiled warmly, trying to soothe her with his usual kindness. "Nice to meet you, Daniela. How's it going?" he asked, trying to put her at ease. "I'm doing great now that I'm here with you," she replied, her tone a little more flirtatious than she intended. She leaned in slightly, her eyes locked with his, a soft blush creeping onto her cheeks. "I have to say, you're even more handsome up close." Rowen blinked, feeling the heat of her gaze a little too intensely. He took a step back, not out of rudeness, but because her directness caught him off guard. Thanks," he stammered, clearing his throat slightly. I appreciate that. Daniela, sensing a bit of awkwardness, pushed forward, her voice a little more playful. Well, you know, she said with a small giggle, I'm sure we could make some amazing memories together. I have a feeling we'd get along really well. She purred suggestively, letting the words linger for a moment too long, her smile widening as she tried to recover from her nerves. Rowen's smile faltered just slightly, and he took a step back again, raising his hands in a small, reassuring gesture. Yeah, I think we could, he said, his voice gentle but a little unsure. It's just, I think we should take things slow. Get to know each other a little first, right? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was too much, wasn't it? She stammered, horrified by her own behavior. I just really want to make a good impression. Rowen chuckled softly, his tone warm. It's okay, Daniela. It's just a lot for me to take in right now, that's all, he said kindly, his voice calm but friendly. But I'm glad to meet you, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to get to know each other. With first impressions made and introductions complete, Rowen now faces the exciting, and sometimes awkward, task of getting to know each of these incredible women on a deeper level. Next episode, each lady will have the opportunity to sit down with Rowen for a one-on-one conversation, a chance to stand out, open up, and fight for their place in this journey. But with the first rose ceremony fast approaching, not everyone will get the fairy tale ending they're hoping for. Who will capture Rowen's heart, and who will be sent home? Don't miss the drama, the romance, and the unforgettable moments still to come. All on the next episode of The Simselor. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.